Hey guys, it's Ryan. I want to go right into it. I want to share my thoughts on something that we've probably all heard of or know someone that's utilizing this certain way of going about life and going about how we eat or what we're doing in life to increase our cell health, decrease cell damage, and actually tend to live a little bit longer. And this one thing is called intermittent fasting. So it's a pretty popular topic that people have been talking about for the past couple of years. And okay, I'm going to intermittent fast for a whole 24 hours. I'm not going to eat for a week. I'm going to do lemon water. I'm going to eat a little bit, but then go on a fasting mimicking diet. I mean, there's all these things. I'm going to eat only fats and then fast and then ketogenic. It's this whole whirlwind of nutrition information that's out there, and a lot of different ways of doing kind of the same similar thing. So I want to break it down into basics right now. And the first thing I want to go into is, okay, as simple as it gets, if I put more food into this hole then it comes out the other hole, or if I'm just throwing in so much food in this hole in the beginning part of the day, I'm going to tend to store excess food, right? And that will lead to weight gain. That'll lead to digestive problems. If I have digestive problems, I have weight gain. If I have inflammation in my digestive area, which is that problem, quote unquote problem, that'll lead to liver, kidney, and then it's a downward spiral of health, right? So overeating is, I think we could all agree, is probably not good for us, considering that I actually watched a Good Sugar documentary the other day, and the amount of sugar that we consume in one day is more than people would consume in 1 year, about 500 years ago. And, that's not to say that, okay, we should be afraid of it or not eat fruit or do this. Like, don't complicate it. At the same time, we are eating a lot and we are overeating. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, 70%, upwards of 70% of the United States is obese, overweight. 1 in 3 kids is obese, and that's not overweight, obese. So I think the information's out there, and if you look around, it's not hard to see, right? I've heard it been said greatly. It's like, well, it's pretty easy to look around, but if you had everybody in a room, 500 people in a room, it's not hard to tell who overeats and who doesn't take care of their health versus who does, especially if you got people to start taking off their clothes. As weird as that sounds, they're going to look quite a bit different, and you're going to be able to see. So to get right back to the point, intermittent fasting, I think it's great. I personally do implement it in my life. Now, with that being said, in the beginning, there's so many different ways to look at it, and there's so many different people chirping different ways to look at it. So I want to go back to the basics. If you're looking at how much food you're putting in your body and when you're putting in your body, if fasting allows you to not put in as much food consistently throughout the day, well, then great, because I usually fast in the morning. I'm fasting right now, and I'll eat my first meal at 11 or noon or 1. I'm really not that strict on it. It's just whenever it happens. And a lot of times that allows my blood sugar to be controlled. If your blood sugar goes too low or too high would be probably after overeating. Too low would be that you're so used to eating sugary foods or overeating that your blood sugar just fluctuates all the time. And you get hungry, you get ravenous, and that's where you just eat up stuff. Whereas fasting will allow your blood sugar to be able to stabilize for longer, and you don't feel the need to eat, because that's how we evolved. We didn't have to be eating all the time. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here, because we didn't have access to food all the time. And so long story short, it's good to be able to control your hunger. It does give me a lot more energy and focus. Plus, I don't have to spend time cooking. And usually I'll just drink water to keep my hunger satiated, because water, most of the time when we're hungry, we're actually thirsty. Our part of our brain that tells us that we're hungry is right next to the part of our brain that tells us that we're thirsty. That's why you've always heard drink a glass of water before you eat, because then it sends signals to your body, hey, I actually don't need that much food. Usually our stomach is about the size of our fist. So put your hand in a fist, put it on your stomach. Well, that's really how much food you need, in a meal until you fully digest it. And I promise you, I know for a fact my plates in the past have been bigger than a fist size than what I have. So all in all, I do think that fasting or fasting mimicking diet, meaning you're eating around 800 calories a day, and you feel like you're fasting, you can get miraculous effects. And there's so much more information that I can go into, but I'm trying to keep it short. I'd say for resources, just look up Fasting Mimicking Diet by Walter I believe that's how his name is pronounced, Walter Longo, or Walter Longo, if you want to say in the English version. Those are great resources. They're credible. They actually have science behind them. They're not just something you're going to find on BuzzFeed, and all realisticness, and something that could, I think, benefit you very greatly. And there's a reason why I'm doing it, and that's to let my body actually have time to heal itself. Digestion takes the second most energy from our body. It's the second most energy consuming process our body does. So if you're constantly just digesting food, you have no time to repair. If you don't repair, that's where DNA damage happens, cellular damage. Well, guess what? That's what aging is inflammation on our DNA and our cells. So just something to think about. Again, trying to keep it short, trying to keep it simple for everyone. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any questions, reach out to me on this, whatever portal or social media that you're seeing this on. I hope this helps. Have a great day.